Before I start this video, let me do a little thought experiment, just something to spice it up. I want you to close your eyes. And when I say the words pedophile, manipulator, abuser, liar, I want you to picture who you think of. Now, is this the kind of image you have in your head of that kind of person? Yeah, probably, actually. Yeah, no, that makes sense. Weest, a massive content creator on YouTube and Twitch, who's amassed over 500,000 subscribers on his YouTube channel and over 100,000 on his Twitch account. He's collaborated with some of the biggest creators right now. It was really someone who laid the groundwork for a lot of the biggest creators we see now to rise to the ranks that they are. Seriously, during his height in 2016, you couldn't watch a video without his beady little rat face being there. He always creeped me out. I hated looking at him. Every single video had that little rat fucker in it. I hated it. But in recent years, he's kind of kept to himself, kind of kept quiet, just focus on his community and his people, just building that out and not really focusing on collabs, which is pretty cool. But you might be wondering, what's he been up to? I haven't seen him in a Will and Eve video in a while. What's he been doing in his downtime? Has he been starting a family, building an empire, working on his content, really trying to engage with the general community? The answer is kids. He's been doing kids. If you haven't seen recently, there's been a litany of allegations made against Weest, and they are bad. Weest's ex-girlfriend Kayla made a post on Twitter claiming that in 2023 she found evidence of Weest messaging and attempting to message minors sexually. She even went so far as to show some of the messages of him texting the same girl who was allegedly 12 multiple times throughout the years, claiming that it was multiple girls and not just this one, and some of them actually responded and he had engaged with some of them. Along with that, she also posted a video of a conversation she had with Weest after she made her original post of him apologizing and doubling down on everything. And on top of Kayla's post, there was a massive Google Doc that was dropped about Weest and his interaction with his community and other minors, showing more evidence that in 2020 to 2021, he was engaging and interacting with multiple minors and even was offering to fly one out to have sex with him and potentially have a threesome. What? I forgot to mention this, but the threesome allegations are completely allegations. I have my own personal feelings on if they're true or not, but given the evidence that we have, nothing is completely confirmed. There's circumstantial evidence of him pretty much confirming the stuff with the threesome, but the specific details are kind of blurry. The minors involved said that it was with Weest and his ex before Kayla, Chris, and they were going to ask this minor and another minor to fly out and have a threesome with Weest. These minors range from anywhere from 12 to 16, 17. Oh, fuck. And I know this already sounds as bad as possible. This is nuclear red worst option at all time. It gets worse. It wasn't just Weest who was doing this. Weest allowed some of his Discord moderators to do the same thing. One of Weest's top mods, who goes by the name Elite Soldier, was found and accused of not only talking sexually with minors, trying to have sex with minors, trying to sext with minors, but talking sexually to them in Weest's Discord server, meeting them through his Discord server. And when people came to Weest with these screenshots and everything that was against Elite Soldier, he had this to say.
I'm annoyed with the both of you right now. You're essentially tattling on him, but he is most helpful as far as Twitch stuff goes out of all of you. He isn't getting unmodded.
Along with messaging multiple minors, Ellie or Elite also sent dick pics to this user who was 16 at the time and was very well known as being that age, and again was reported multiple times for actions like this. And it wasn't just Elite who was being a weird and creepy mod. It was Weest's own girlfriend at the time and other mods. Weest's ex-girlfriend Chris would consistently bully, harass, and sexualize and target minors in Weest's Discord server, having a girls-only Discord server that was not very friendly to the women in there. This is a clip from Lester's stream, shout out him, and I'll just show you what one of the people who was affected would say about this part of the server.
Called the Kitchen Channel. Okay, we were the sandwich makers. We had a women's only server within Weest server in the first year of it being created. It was called the Kitchen. When you were a woman, you got a pink little pretty roll and you were allowed to go into this safe space for women. There was nothing safe about it. Of course, Kristen, who was Jacob Weest's girlfriend at the time, was the big mama of the whole kitchen. So she would try to, ask for things from the young girls or to be, impressionable like a big sister to all of us. And then
and I'm assuming since Elite had like partial ownership, I think, around this time,
he was in there.
He had access. He had access.
Oh, he talked to the girls whenever he wanted to. I'm sorry we don't have screenshots of this. I'm actually glad we don't. But I remember being forcefully given myself. I don't know if the other girls did. I'm assuming we were. I've gotten my was it, nickname on the server forcefully changed to like Elite's favorite, you know, fleshlight or something like kind of freaky, and like I was like, can you stop changing my username? Can you stop doing this? Like, can you stop? And if I did that, I'd be like muted on the server, so I couldn't like talk to my friends. When I came to Weest about this whole thing, he of course brushed it off. I went to Kristen, who was the girlfriend, and while this was all going down, I was muted. I couldn't talk. I couldn't share. I wasn't able to even, you know, get my words out saying like, this is happening to me, to the general public of that server, because they controlled everything.
There was a verification process to figure out if you were male or female.
It was his own little hunting ground, dude.
Who did these verifications, by the way? Was it Mama?
A girl named Marley. Marley was an adult at the time. She was friends with Weest, with Christian, with Elite. One of those people who, you know, validated these pictures of females. And I think they were like, upload thigh pics where you like write like Elite's name on your thigh or like on your tits, or, you know, things like that.
Oh my, that's, jeez.
Oh yeah.
Now, on top of that, also another mod named Marley would sexualize and send porn to a lot of the minors in the server and in DMs outside of the server, and again was reported to Weest. All of these were reported to Weest. Nothing really happened. And on top of that, two of Weest's own mods, someone named Trash and someone named Amphi, were e-dating. One of them was a minor, one of them was not, and Weest would consistently make weird comments towards them the entirety that they were mods and e-dating, and would encourage their weird e-relationship. It was really weird. And again, I know I've already said this, the entire time Weest did not care, did not do anything against it, and even sometimes supported these actions, like with Chris or Trash or Amphi, all these people. And I want to clarify specifically that it wasn't just a few interactions like this. It wasn't just like a rare occurrence that people would do this, or it was like a few people. The general vibe of being a mod and being in this server is the over-sexualization of minors and minor people in this server. Consistently, sexual topics would be discussed that minors were allowed to engage with, because the mods would either instigate it or just generally allow it and not stop it from progressing. And people like Weest and Chris push this further by not doing anything or even being involved in these conversations. Now, Weest has responded to Kayla's allegations in his fan Discord server.
I'm so sorry, everyone. I am so ashamed. I never wanted this to be public. These things happened in 2020, and since then, I've done the mental health work to change. She confronted me in 2023, months after she saw evidence of my attempted solicitation. We continued something of a relationship with each other until we separated for unrelated reasons. I have never went beyond attempting to establish digital contact with the minor. My ex Kayla was suffering with what she feared I would do in the future if I ever had children of my own. So she decided to share the absolute worst of it with Twitter. I have changed, and I've been changed for many years now. I deserve this treatment, and as much as I feared this day, I knew it would have to come.
Hey, call me this day. Am I right? I'm sorry. Basically owning up to everything and saying that he feels so bad and he is so remorseful, and his apology does seem super sincere. It seems like he fully regrets everything, and he's even texted some of his friends who have posted screenshots of him sounding extremely remorseful and super sad about it, and genuinely in the bottom of his heart feeling just so terrible for all the terrible things he's done, which I don't respect the actions, but if that was it, then I can kind of respect the way that he's going about handling everything. The problem is when people came to him with these allegations at first, he completely dismissed them, made fun of the people, and then doubled down and tried to brush them off. What the hell? Constantly dodging and making fun of every concern that anyone had about any of the stuff I just talked about. It's fucking insane. Now, again, I want to clarify 100% that the allegations in the doc that Weest kind of brushed aside aren't 100%. He has admitted to everything except fully those allegations. It's more so that his responses to people questioning him about it make it seem like he is, guilty. But we don't know the specifics of everything, and if I'm being completely fair, which I think I should be, there is a chance that someone who is making these allegations could have changed the circumstances around them to make it seem worse for him than it actually was. Not saying they're not bad, not saying he doesn't deserve to get shit on. I'm just saying some of the allegations in this doc may be not as straightforward as they say and are not proven 100%. And if any of you are deciding that Weest really isn't that bad and, you know, he apologized, we should forgive him, you know, I can't really get worse at all, you'd be mistaken, because I have some bad news for you Weest defenders out there. Weest lied in his apology to his Discord server. In Weest's apology, he claims that Kayla and him stayed together for a bit longer and then separated for completely different reasons. And that's not true. Kayla immediately woke him up, broke up with him, and kicked him out of her house, according to her. And she has video screenshots to prove that, so I'm gonna just put them where they are. And she also has a video of her telling Weest that he lied. Kayla clarified to me that the only reason that she stayed friends with him and in contact with him is also because he threatened his own life. So cool, dude. Now, the other big piece of information I got from talking to Kayla wasn't that huge, but I think it is important. It's basically just showing her messages with Weest's current girlfriend. Now, there's been allegations out that Weest's current girlfriend knew about the whole situation the entire time. And that's pretty much what Weest's girlfriend is responding to here. It seems like she doesn't, or she didn't at the time, and she is reacting to it accordingly. This whole situation's really got me thinking about just everything with my interpretation of who Weest is as a person, and it's really interesting to think back on. Weest got on my radar because of his involvement with Slazo. If you aren't aware, Slazo was a massive commentary juggernaut, being huge and being friends with Weest and his friends. They would do videos together, they would collab, all that good stuff. But Slazo got his career ruined because of Weest and those said friends. They decided to support, perpetuate, and create false allegations against Slazo to get him pushed out of the general online community. And ever since then, his career has been kind of down in the online space. He hasn't uploaded since. But since that situation, Weest has really tried to perpetuate himself as a moral epicenter of the internet sphere, trying his damnedest to really be seen as this moral figure for no real reason except for his perfect track record with Slazo, which he still would not double down on that he was in the wrong about, trying his best to be the most sensible one at every single moment. And while I disagree with that framing of who Weest is as a person, I can kind of respect it. I can appreciate it, especially if it's something that he wants to put effort towards. But these allegations put everything into perspective, and I'm not even saying this as some fake deep narrative. It really does, of who and what he was willing to deal with and what he wasn't. I mean, if he was fine with doing these kinds of things in private and allowing these things to perpetuate throughout his entire community, what else would he have been okay with, and what else do we not know about? From my understanding, Weest has an almost fully child audience, if not super young and impressionable people online. And if all this could be happening in the public space, in public Discord servers, where it was just open to anyone, what else could Weest have allowed in his personal or private life in terms of mods, people in his community, and even other content creators? And that's a very scary thought. And I think people like Weest and people who we support like him should be kicked out. And I know that's very obvious, but sometimes people don't agree. But I think that's gonna be it for me today. I appreciate you watching. It's been a minute since I made a video, so I really appreciate you guys watching. If you haven't, make sure to subscribe, like, and click on another video of mine. It really helps me out, so that would be awesome. I have so many of these card things that take you to another video, so please watch any of those or wait till the end because there's an in-screen thing. Weest is a weird individual. Always thought he was a weird individual. Hated his fucking profile picture, hated his face. I am a day one op, so I am not happy about these allegations. But I think that's it for me today. I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you next time. Subscribe, please. Bye-bye.
Breakfast with a bitch named Tiffany, Wrist game is stink cause it's ivory, Got your mommy with me now, irony, Trying to pipe my dentist, fake a cavity, What? I got my panties up, and you withdrew. I got my panties up, and you withdrew. I got my panties up, and you withdrew. I got my panties up, so I'm the center of attention, and I'm in your girl's mention. Might just have to pipe it.